Hi and welcome back to the second lesson in my Insider Secrets to Fast and Affordable Debt Collection online series. Now, as you'll recall from yesterday's bonus video, the longer you let a debt ride before you collect it, the more money you'll needlessly throw away. Conversely, by shortening the time you give your debtors to pay, the more you'll boost your bankable gross income. Which explains why the manner and speed with which you recover your own debts in-house is so critically important. So if you'd like to maximize your profits while minimizing the time, money and effort you have to spend to recover your accounts, then pay close attention to what I'm about to share with you. Because what you're about to see is a simple yet powerful 7-step formula, and when you have it working for you in your business, you'll be blown away by how quick, easy and affordable it is to recover your own accounts. However, before I reveal this formula, I have to warn you. What you're about to see is controversial and may be very hard to swallow. This formula is radical and so goes against what the ivory tower experts who have never owned a business in their lives recommend, that your first instinct may be to dismiss it. Yet I caution you, put your skepticism aside and keep an open mind, because what you're about to discover will put you light years ahead of 99% of businesses who stubbornly cling to outdated and ineffective practices. What's more, while this formula is extremely powerful, you need to understand that there are actually 3 distinct phases of debt recovery, and you really need to have all 3 working seamlessly for you in your business. In short, these 3 phases are 1. Preventive measures, i.e. the steps you take to protect yourself from bad debts happening in the first place. 2 is in-house recovery, which is what we're covering today. And 3 is external recovery using a professional debt collection agency. Now, as I said, while all 3 are absolutely critical, what I'll cover in today's video is purely focused on how to go about recovering accounts in-house from the day they become due. So with all that in mind, let's jump into my 7-step formula for fast and affordable in-house debt collection. First off, you need to make your accounts payable in as short a time as possible after you deliver your products or services. So step 1 of the formula is to invoice your clients no more than 7 days after you deliver your products or services. Now, if you generally only invoice individual clients at most once or twice a month, then you should invoice them on the day you supply them with your goods or services. However, if you're like, say, a printer who often does multiple jobs for an individual client in any given month, then it may be more efficient for you to invoice these clients at the end of every week. Either way, you must do whatever it takes to make invoicing within a week of fulfillment a routine part of your business. Whatever you do, do not send out your invoices at month's end. While sending out invoices for the month in one hit made sense years ago, with today's simple and powerful technology, there's really no excuse why you can't invoice straight away. Now, following closely behind this step is step 2 of the formula, and that's giving your clients a maximum of 7 days to settle their accounts. Ideally, you should demand payment on invoice, but at the very most, give them 7 days. Now, I appreciate there are a lot of businesses out there that give their customers until the 20th of the following month to pay, and the thought of reeling this into 7 days is unthinkable. I can also appreciate their reluctance and even skepticism. But the fact of the matter that you must always keep in mind is that the longer you let a debt slide, the more money you'll throw away. Time is critical and you want to find out as quickly as possible whether or not a customer is actually going to pay you. So if you find the thought of giving your customers a maximum of 7 days hard to swallow, ask yourself, what's more important, staying in business and feeding my family, or risk offending a ratbag who has no intention nor capacity to settle their account? Because at the end of the day, the only people who are going to be put out by your reduced payment period are those that can't afford your services. Honest customers won't have any problem with this. So by shortening this payment window, you'll go a long way towards weeding out the biggest debt risks in your business. So the bottom line, especially in this economic climate, demand payment on the day or at most within 7 days. And if you did nothing else other than integrate these 2 steps into your business, you would massively reduce the size of your debts ledger. Why? Because instead of doing 2 months worth of trade before finding out a client isn't going to pay, using these 2 steps, at worst, you'll only get stung with 2 weeks worth of trade that you haven't been paid for. Okay, so in the interests of simplicity, let's assume for the rest of this video that you decide to give your customers 7 days to pay for completion of the work or the delivery of the service. So if it's 7 days you have not received payment, step 3 is to register the debt with the Personal Property Security Register. Now, if you're not sure what this is, don't worry, I'll cover this in depth on day 6 of this course. But for now, all you need to know is that for the measly sum of $3, you can wield an enormous amount of power. Now, on day 8, when no payment's been received, step 4 is to immediately send out my strategically crafted reminder letter. What you shouldn't do at this stage is get on the phone and call them. That's because at this stage of the game, it's A, too time consuming, and B, too easy to get fobbed off over the phone. However, with my reminder letters, your course of action is simple, systematic, and predictable. Now, if you look to the right of this video, you'll see a picture of a hand holding a seedling. Whenever you see one of these seedlings next to a lesson video such as this, click on it and you'll receive a bonus gift. Now, when you click on the bonus gift link to the right, you'll receive a digital copy of my reminder letter. When you read this letter, you'll see that it does 5 very important things. 1, it verifies all details associated with the account. 2, it diffuses tension so as not to risk upsetting customers who have simply forgotten to pay. 3, it clarifies what action you'd like them to take. 4, it invites an open and respectful communication. And 5, it sets your expectations. Now, when they receive this letter, your debtors will do one of 4 things.